Actually, I am in it for the socks. DVS has the best socks in the world. Their shoes are good too, but their socks are amazing. I try to pop a tag on a pair of socks every time I put them on. I love fresh, new DVS socks. Actually, I feel less pressure to win because I'm old. I still want to win. I'm still addicted to winning, but it's definitely harder now because guys are going faster and they're taking more chances, and the field's deeper than it's ever been. So, to be honest with you, at this point in my career, I really don't feel like crashing anymore. But unfortunately, that kind of comes with the territory of trying to push it to win. So, most of the pressure I put, that I feel comes from myself, and just the desire is still there to try to get it done. Clayton, good question. PE was for sure my favorite. My kids are actually on the AB honor roll, which is very surprising because they really didn't get it from their mom or their dad. So kind of excited about that. School was something I wished, kids, I wish I would have taken school more serious. You should. Well, thank you, Kelly. I appreciate it. I somehow wonder how I do it sometimes. It's as you know, if you're a mother that or a father out there, that it's basically a juggling act, and you never know what each day is gonna how it's gonna unfold. I mean, kids are so much fun, but it's it's a circus for sure, and everybody wants to know that you bring them on the road and stuff. I was like, there's 6 of us, my wife and I and 4 kids, so it's like they're not on the road with me anymore. I miss them, but when I'm at home, I feel like our family time's good, and able to get quality days in the middle of the week when I'm able to be at home and not doing much. But life on the road is difficult, and having kids, it's a juggling act as always. That's the one thing I can't do, Cody, is put my riding into words. It's really difficult. I can't explain how to whip. I mean, basically it's full commitment up a face, leaned over, and past that, like, the physics just leave me. I can't really explain how it happens. I feel like I can whip pretty good, but yet I'm horrible at the Bubba scrub, so maybe I need to learn a little bit as well. And it's funny because the techniques have changed over the years, and mine's kind of like more of a older classic style whip. These guys nowadays are racing through them and stuff, but full commitment, full just pitch the bike over, and after that it's a lot of gyro, turn the wheel. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Practice, but go small and then work your way up slowly. Actually, just watching a lot of videos. It's so easy to get footage from riders, especially in Supercross, and our test tracks are all kind of around each other, and and then me riding with Geico Honda, both lights guys, and then the factory Honda big bike guys. You're always around them, and you're picking up on techniques. And I mean, with every new kid that comes in, they all bring something to the table that everyone eventually picks up on. And that's one thing about racing. It's always a progression, and that's one of the biggest things I struggle with, being as old as I feel anyway, trying to keep up with the guys that are coming in with new stuff. So, like, it almost feels like for me, I've had to redefine myself and my riding style, and how I try to make time up over and over and over again, and that becomes difficult. For me, I've thought about all those things. Right now, when I retire, I've thought about doing something different, doing something the same, staying in this industry, being involved with motocross, teams or whatever, helping us any way I can. And I've done a lot of stuff in my life, and actually, like, even this, and now I'm doing health clubs. I've been part of Planet Fitness, and it's been an amazing business, an amazing endeavor, but it just doesn't feel like holding a trophy up in front of 60,000 people, or hitting a transfer at night when crowds going nuts. I mean, there's been absolutely nothing in my life that's from a work standpoint. I don't want to sell family short and all that stuff. But I mean, it's just a whole different feeling to be involved in this, and it's something that I'm really fearful of, because what's gonna match this or top this? I mean, I've really had an incredible career in Supercross and motocross, and I'm fearful of the days after it, and there's really hasn't been anything that's grabbed a hold to me like that has, But with that said, my son shows amazing interest in racing dirt bikes, so I'll probably be going to local races, chasing them around like my parents did. Maddie's 9 now, and it's hard because you got a 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 6-year-old. So we're really playing with this Y7 thing. That's Y7 opens up a whole new category of cartoons that we're just getting tuned into. It's kind of risque for children, especially the younger ones. So, but as far as the movie goes, Robin Hood's the thing. That's the ticket. School board meetings are awesome. Been a part of a couple of those. I've been late to most of them. That's always interesting. I arrive, most of them have button downs, maybe even a tie. I'm in a DVS hat and all free clothes, like all sponsor swag. And there's actually 3 families on our guys on the school board that their kids ride and stuff. So sometimes we talk about racing and stuff, but not a whole lot of people know that I race motorcycles in my town. I mean, I guess they know, but I think they all want to know what I do for a real job. Like, we know you don't make money riding dirt bikes. What do you really do? I can't really think of anybody I'd want to race. I'm more thinking about people I wouldn't want to race, like Carmichael, the winningest guy of all time, who took away all the chances I ever had of winning a championship. He sucked to race against. No, let's see, it was fun racing with him. He's just way too good. But all the guys throughout the time. I mean, Ricky was fun. We had some good battles, and it's fun to actually get together now and bench race. Stewart and Reed. I mean, all the guys that have been on top. McGrath was really fun to race against back in the 90s. So I feel like my career has seen a lot of really, really great competitors, and it feels good to be able to have raced them and come out victorious some. I mean, obviously not as much as they beat me, but still it feels good to, I think race the best. I mean, there was obviously people in the eras before, like the Hannahs and stuff. Hannah would have been fun to race against. I guess. I don't know, he probably would have knocked the crap out of you. I don't know how fun that would be. And then, the Ward and Ricky Johnson, I think that would have been a good one to race against. But I've come across some great competitors in my time, too. It hasn't really been a bad decade or multiple decades to race in. I never played a down. I never played an inning. I never really, I mean, I'm a sports fan. I love it, but I never really did anything but race. And my dad was like really adamant about, this is what we do and it's what we enjoyed as a family. It was really cool. But, with all that said, I'm 34. That's 31 years of riding dirt bikes. I mean, which is, still blows my mind. And 18 years as a professional where you had, the majority of those years, you just eat, sleep, and breathe racing. So, I mean, I think there's so many lessons that you can learn from racing dirt bikes, but at the same time, you kind of don't have any clue of who you are outside of that. It's a real weird feeling, especially being at this point in my career where that's, I want to race a couple more years, but eventually that's going to be gone, and then it's like, oh wow, what do you do? And I think that transition phase is tough for a lot of us, for all of us. I think for the up-and-comers, they have to find a way to keep it fun because that's virtually impossible. It's difficult. You always go through ups and downs, and the roller coaster ride of this sport is pretty traumatic. I mean, it can be tough to handle the pressures and obligations and stuff from time to time. But at the same time, everyone who's made it, everyone who's been in it for a long time, they love it. And without that, I imagine most of them would say it probably wasn't worth it, and they weren't able to make it through. So I mean, that's the one common denominator that we all have is that we really do love what we do. I mean, it's incredible. So I mean, if you don't have the love for it, don't imagine you're going to make it in motocross or supercross. I hope not. No disrespect to outdoors, but after Redbud, I literally didn't feel right for a long time, and I know that was a really hot race. We, obviously had a major loss there at that round, but that race hurt me, and it becomes really apparent why I don't do it every year halfway through. But then every like May in Vegas, I'm like, you know, I want to race outdoors. I mean, I really love it. It's so much fun. The foundation of what we do all comes from there. The fans are amazing. The interaction's incredible. I mean, they're right there. It's like you literally can touch them and throw roost all over them. So it's a dynamic that you don't get from Supercross, but at the same time, every time I do it, I leave there after I'm finished with it going like, what the hell was I thinking? Because I quit for real reasons, and they show their head every time I try to do it. I've actually thought about riding a two-stroke in the 2014 finale, the finale season for K-Dub. It would be kind of exciting. I don't think Honda would be real pumped because obviously they don't manufacture that machine anymore. So, and it would probably be tough to make mains because the four-strokes are incredible right now. But hey, you know, I mean, obviously Henry before me and Rhino rode four-strokes. Nathan Ramsey rode four-strokes for a while, but I kind of came back at this time where, you know, from my broken femur where I'm like the four-stroke guy. But just because I am and I believe in them, they're strong, incredible machines. Don't think that I don't miss the two-strokes and the pre-mix. I love that stuff. Well, C0002. Yeah, nice. Thanks for the question. And probably one of my, honestly, there's so many accomplishments that I'm so proud of. You know, obviously, you know, I think as soon as I think accomplishments, I think about the lack of a championship. But there's so many good things that have happened in my career, from Motocross the Nations victories to East-West shootouts with Carmichael. My return to outdoors whenever I was able to stop his streak of dominance. A USGP that was held in Budds Creek, I won that. That was great because everybody else, most of Europe, was talking a bunch of crap on Americans, so that felt really good. The mud race at Daytona, wins in New Orleans, which were my home race. Even Loretta Lynn's, like going back to amateur stuff. I mean, I've had some amazing wins, and you know, when you do the math on my career, you know, basically you look at the races out of all I've done. I'm approaching 200, Supercross only. I've won about 10% of them, and it's not that many. There's a lot more losses than wins, and I can actually go and look at every one of my trophies, specifically the first place ones, because that's really the only ones you want to reflect on, and almost go like flash back to that race and really like almost be in the moment. And you know, even like when I talking to Ezra Lusk, a longtime friend of mine, been retired for several years now, but like he can literally tell you like coming out this one section, man, we went 3-2, like he full on remembers the track. And you know, we race so many weeks in a row, but I mean, it doesn't take much to flash you back to that moment, whether it be, you know, a conversation with someone, a fan, or you know, even a competitor, a coworker, or whatever in our industry, or simply a trophy. So you know, they're all really special, and for me, you know, wins are you know, few and far between. And like I said, I'm a 10%er, so I remember all of them. That actually goes back to a story about when I was a little kid. I got a new bike, and my dad was talking about the power band, and it hit, and like I basically looped out on my bike, and I told my dad, like, you got to take some of those power bands out. I had no clue what a power band was. So right now we're running the red power band. I'm a little bit heavy compared to all my competitors, so we run the red power band's the strongest power band, and for us plus-sized motocross guys, we run red. Just big boned. I'm tall. I'm really tall. Like 215 pounds tall. Yes, thank you fans, all of the fans, mostly my fans, but even the other fans. Thank you all very much for your questions. I appreciate them. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for the cheers. We'll see you at Supercross.